All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have a Golden State Warriors video. I love making Warriors videos almost as much as I love watching them, but welcome back to the channel, guys. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. It is greatly appreciated. We are 25 subscribers away from 9,000. We're still trying to hit it by the end of the month, and there's only 2 days left in the month. So if you guys are not subscribed, I really appreciate it. But oh my God, 18-2, just like Klay Thompson. Just like what Klay Thompson said. What was it, last week? Maybe 10 days ago, but I think it was last week. Klay was asked, can you guys win it all? And Klay said what we're all thinking. You mean like at the time, I think they were like 15, 16-2. He was like, yeah, we're like 15, 16-2. We're without myself or without James. Like, we're still kind of learning how to play together because Steph Curry played for the final part of last season, but before Steph Curry came back from injury last year, like they were pretty much a mess offensively. And then once Steph came back, you could tell it took most of these players who obviously weren't a part of like the championship roster, the championship run, to kind of learn how to play basketball with Steph Curry. And I look at especially guys who will have like first year players for the Golden State Warriors, guys like Otto Porter Jr., who like they're just fitting in seamlessly. And I think that is what is so scary. This was all in front of our eyes. That is also what is just as scary. The Golden State Warriors last season had the fifth best defense. The fifth best defense. The Golden State Warriors, until Steph came back, were kind of like disregarded in the NBA media. Like a lot of it seemed like everyone was like, oh, okay, yeah, they're without Steph Curry, they're without Klay Thompson, they're not gonna be that good. Like that's kind of a given. If your basketball team's without your best and second best players, arguably two of the greatest shooters of all time, arguably the greatest duo of all time, like you're gonna struggle. And so when Steph came back, they go on a run, they make the playoffs. Shout out to Golden State for holding it down until Steph came back, but this team is so impressive. Offensively, defensively, coaching wise, like the culture, everything about Golden State speaks championship basketball. And right now, it's actually extremely difficult to argue that the Warriors are not the favorites to win. I'm still in the camp where LeBron James, I still think like it's hard for me to bet against LeBron James. If I want to take the safe bet, I'm gonna bet LeBron James. I was not anticipating the Golden State Warriors to get off to an 18-2 run. I thought they'd be a little bit above 500, but until James Wiseman came back, until Klay Thompson came back, I thought that they would struggle with inconsistency and just kind of having it together every single night. They'd still probably have it for 3, 4 out of 5 nights, but I thought they'd struggle with inconsistency. I won't lie to you. That's not what I'm here to do. But man, like 18-2, they've lost one game at home, they've lost one game on the road. They're a top 3 defense, they're a top 3 offense. Like any stat you can think of, they're in it. 3-point percentage, allowed 3-point percentage, like assists, rebounds. They're in the top 3. Or if you want to be generous, or if you really want to bust some balls, they're in the top 5, top 10 for just about every major statistical category. You look at games like tonight. You're in Staples Center. Steph Curry historically does not do well in the Staples Center. No one is really arguing that. He's played a couple good games, but historically speaking, he's not that great in the Staples Center. Now, the Golden State Warriors, they got off really slow. They only scored 20 points in the first quarter and 24 in the second. Granted, they only gave up 24 in the first and 18 in the second. Hence that defense that is going to keep them in games regardless. Regardless of how the offense is playing, the defense will keep Golden State in every single basketball game. And that is what is so terrifying. That's what's scary about them. Defensively, it's unreal. But you look at a game like tonight, Steph Curry was really not, like he wasn't feeling it, and Jordan Poole wasn't really feeling it right away. Golden State wasn't shooting the ball that well. They were very sloppy. I mean, yeah, they forced the Clippers to about 22 turnovers, but they had 15, 17 turnovers themselves. And right out of the get-go, they were pretty sloppy and they just weren't making their shots. And you could tell at halftime that they needed to make adjustments. Steph Curry pretty much like teased himself up. And that's the motivation right there. All the Golden State Warriors have Steph Curry's back. He is the leader. He's the leader by example. He's the leader by, experience. He's the leader of the basketball team. Not saying there's not other leaders like Draymond Green or Klay Thompson, but let's be real here. Steph Curry, to me, I believe he's the greatest point guard of all time. He's 100% the greatest point guard of my generation. I don't think I watched enough Magic Johnson to be able to say that Steph Curry is not better than him. Because anytime I watch Steph Curry in my entire life, pretty much, he has been phenomenal. He is must-watch TV every single time he steps onto the court. He's one of the most liked players in the entire world. Like, literally, one of the greatest, most celebrated athletes in the entire world, especially in his sport. You look at it anytime he plays LeBron James, when Steph gets the ball, when he makes it, oh my God, it's so loud, and I love it. I love Golden State. I love their culture. I love their fan base. I love everything that they stand for, and they're scary. But you play a team like Los Angeles Clippers on the road, your thought is it's going to be a grind. It's going to be a grind from tip-off to the final whistle. It's going to be a grind. You're going to be out there grinding. That's probably what Steve Kerr's telling these guys. It's an afternoon game. Sunday, maybe you had a good weekend. Maybe you had a late night last night. You're going to start off slow. And both teams started slow. The defense held it the entire game for the Warriors. But what happens? Jordan Poole goes off in the third quarter. Steph Curry goes off in the fourth quarter. Steph Curry starts setting up his teammates. You have guys like Otto Porter Jr. being consistent and reliable, dropping 18 points and 10 rebounds with a plus 22 differential on the bench. I mean, this team is so unbelievably deep. JTA plus 14. You look at JTA's stat line, 4 points, two assists, and a steal. If I were to just show this to like some random basketball fan on the street, he'd be like, yeah, whatever. If you watch this Golden State Warriors game, you'd be like, oh my God. They all contribute. And Steph Curry with 33 points, 6 steals. He was 1 steal away from his career high. You had good output from Draymond Green. Andrew Wiggins was a little bit shaky from downtown, but his defense is going to be reliable every single night. Jordan Poole, like I said, he got it going there in the second half. They find ways to win even if they're struggling, and that's why they're so scary. That's it for today, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I post Warriors videos all the time, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.